So I have been in America, the big old USA. And yes, I did go book shopping. I went to a few places, so I thought today's YouTube video we could do my American haul. I did spend a lot of money. The one thing I want to preface this video with is books are very expensive in America. In the UK, we spend between like $8.99 and $9.99 RRP for a paperback and between like $16.99 to £20 for a hardback. It's a little bit different across there. So did I want to bring back most of the shops I went to? Yes. But did I restrict myself? Yes. I'll also tell you where I've got it from and the price so that you can see the kind of things I was spending, which if you are from the UK, you're going to be like, wow, that is crazy. That is crazy prices, but I did get some good books. So let's dive in. So the first place I went to was Barnes and Noble, where I spent a whopping $96.27 in dollars. And also the problem is they say they price the books on the back, they then add tax on. That was the bit that was getting me. It was the tax added on at the end was crazy. The first thing I did pick up actually was a Barnes and Noble. Let me just move the handle out the way. A Barnes and Noble tote. Like, I had to. I was in the most iconic bookshop. I could not pick up a tote. And that tote was $24.99. I feel like I broke the bank, but I needed it. So let's dive into the 3 books I got in Barnes and Noble. Side note as well, the price I'm quoting is before tax, and tax is at 7%, which I didn't know. So everything is 7% more than the price I'll tell you. So the first book I picked up was The Kiss Thief by L.J. Shen. I have read this book. It is a standalone book. I'm absolutely obsessed. And this is the deluxe American edition in hardback. It has the most beautiful sprayed edge. This was $29.99. I'm really hoping I can get this sticker off the back. $29.99 and then obviously 7% on top. It's about a girl who thinks she's going to marry this guy and she doesn't. She marries somebody else and he's pretty awful, and it has artwork inside and it's just beautiful. I wonder if it's got artwork at the back. I actually didn't look. Oh my gosh. So of course that had to come home with me. Have I read this book? Yes. Will I be reading this edition? No. It's going straight downstairs on a shelf for nobody to touch, but I needed it in my life. I don't know if I should show it this way, this way, this way. I don't know which way to display it, but this was book purchase 1. Then I picked up a Laura Steven book, which is L.K. Steven as well. I think this is a YA book. This is Our Infinite Fates, and I just love the concept of this. It says, I love you and I have loved you and I will love you. So it's about a girl who, before she hits her 18th birthday, she is removed from the world, but the guy who removes her has been following her for centuries, and she wants to give her sister bone marrow, I think, to save her life, and then this guy is obviously going to turn up. I just love the sprayed edge concept of it. I love that it was an American paperback as well, because they are a tiny bit bigger than UK paperbacks. If you didn't know that, that's a fun fact. And this was $15 with the 7% obviously added on top. Like the fact that this was $15 and we would pay like $8.99. I think it's on a sale at the moment for like $6.99, but I just had to have this edition and that sprayed edge. So that was the second book I picked up. Then the third book was because you all influenced me. You have been telling me to read this book and I haven't read anything by this author. And as a dark romance lover, I feel like I've upset a lot of people having not read anything by this author, and that is Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. Can you tell I just liked a sprayed edge? Like, I went for it. Like, I'm going to buy an American book. I want a sprayed edge. This is a dark romance. It is absolutely stunning. It is floppy as well. Like, I think all of their books have a level of flop to them, but this one, sorry, that is crazy. This one was $19.99 in dollars, obviously plus the 7% tax on top. It hasn't got any special artwork inside or anything, but look, I could read that and not even break the spine. So it's I want to say it's mafia or like a gang, but I don't know. I just know everyone's been telling me to read it, and I was trying to pick books, like obviously I picked up The Kiss Thief, which I already have, but my main aim was to try to pick up books that I didn't have. So this one had to come home with me. So they were the 3 books and the tote I got in Barnes & Noble. Next, I did go to Walmart. Nothing in Walmart actually caught my attention. I'd read a lot of it, and the sprayed edges weren't worth it enough to spend the money on them. I was actually quite surprised at Walmart how I had read a lot of the books that were on the shelves, and they were new books, and I don't think I'd read them as advanced copies. So yeah, wasn't as impressive Walmart as I thought it was going to be. They did have some really pretty sprayed edges. Like we've got, the one I would have picked up was Credence by Penelope Douglas, but we can get that in the UK in the new deluxe version. So I just thought it's exactly the same as the American one. I would just be taking up space in my suitcase with it, and that wasn't a good idea for me. So actually in Walmart, I picked up 0 books. Your gal had some control. I'm actually surprised I had any control, but your gal had some control. Next is Target, where I didn't have control. In Target, of course, I had to pick up the Target exclusive edition of Once Upon a Demon's Heart, because yes, it is a hardback. Will I then be able to get the second book? Probably not, but I now own 3 copies of this book and I'm not mad. Look at the sprayed edge. It's so good. It's a dark romantasy about, I've read it as well. 2 of the books I did pick up I have read, about an arranged marriage between a demigod knight and a demon. I'm sorry, I just need to you to take in a moment at how stunning this is. This is absolutely, so this is the Target exclusive edition. So obviously inside it's going to be like the paperback that I actually own. It's going to have the same artwork inside, but it just has those few extra bits, and I did want to put it on a shelf with my other indie version editions of the book, and on the back is a little bit of a different photo. But yeah, I need this one. This was probably my most silly purchase, because I do have the same cover in paperback. Like, at least with the Kiss Thief there's a little bit of a difference, but I had to own it. I'm so sorry. Sorry, bank account. But yeah, this one was $29.99. So this one was $30 plus the 7% tax. This was my biggest spend, I think. The 2 biggest spends I did were books I already own, but therefore, no, they are worth owning. Whoops. And then the last place I went to was an independent bookstore called Wakefield Books. I actually went there on day 1 when we were doing a shop next door. Fell in love with loads of books in there and thought, I need to go to Barnes & Noble, I need to go to Walmart, I need to go to Target. I shouldn't just buy on my first day, but actually the independent bookstore had the best books in it. The best sprayed edges. I could have come away with a lot more, but at this point I already had 4 books and I only picked up 2. I was like, I'm limiting myself to 6 and a toe. I can get those on the plane easily. Any more than that, bear in mind I was buying Crocs as well, any more than that and I would be potentially damaging the books and struggling to get them home. So the first one I picked up was Bright Lights and Summer Nights by Kat Singleton. I've read books by Kat Singleton before and really like this author. It had the most beautiful sprayed edge, and this one is about an unemployed single woman who spends some time in the Hamptons, and I think she ends up fake dating a billionaire quarterback. So it's like a fake dating, 1-bed sports romance trope, and is a standalone. That's what I was trying to do with any of the paperbacks I picked up. I was trying to make sure I had standalones so that I wasn't committing to loads of books. But yeah, this one's just absolutely stunning inside as well. There's little text messages, which I just adore, and this one cost me $17.99 and a little bit more expensive, but it was totally worth it. And then the final book I got, My Forever Girl by Laura Pavlov. This is the first in a brand new series. You know my love for Laura Pavlov. I have quite a few indie books from her. I have seen that someone's DNF'd this, so I'm a little bit worried. The sprayed edge is so stunning. This one also was $17.99, and this one is a Friends to Lovers, I believe. That's the receipt, and it had artwork. I haven't got a Laura Pavlov book with artwork. Didn't have artwork on this side, but I haven't got a Laura Pavlov book with artwork, and I just had to pick it up. Is there anything extremely special about this? No, but it's part of the brand new Blue Sky Bay series, and I couldn't resist. So I did pretty well, I feel like. These are all the sprayed edges I got. 6 books in total and 1 tote. Let me know which one you like the most in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so that you're notified when I post. This is just going to be like a midweek post, but I will be posting official videos on Sunday.